Welcome to the Hope & Route dashboard, an all-inclusive place where program managers can navigate the system to manage and configure routing, organize staff and drivers, maintain client data, as well as update the general system settings for their food delivery program. Within each tab on the operations dashboard, there are additional views. Under Deliveries, you can view by the driver. No Route will show you addresses currently unassigned to a route, or View by Client to see every stop on the current day. Additional columns on this view include the number of items to be delivered, as well as if proof of delivery is required for that specific stop. Within the Route Matching tab on the Operations Dashboard view, this will only apply to the single route on this single day. You'll find the route matching interface is very similar to what you see when you're using the recurring routes area or setting up a one-time delivery. Adjustments made to a route within the Operations Dashboard view will only apply to this single route on the single day. If you're making changes to a route that is recurring, any route order updates that you need to persist should also be made within the recurring routes area. Ideally, you won't be using this area very often because you'll have your recurring routes set up and organized in such a way that they require very little maintenance once they've been programmed. The Assign Drivers view shows you the routes to which drivers may or may not be assigned. On the right side are the drivers available, as the drivers can select a route either by clicking the checkbox or clicking anywhere within that row. Select the appropriate driver button on the right. The system does allow you to assign a driver to multiple routes. If some routes are small enough, then perhaps they could be handled by a driver in a single given day. It's up to the program managers to decide how many routes to assign each drivers. The system gives you that flexibility. The Assignments area shows you each driver when their shift starts and ends, as well as a link to message them or call them. To remove someone from the scheduled day, click the red Remove button. Note the shift start and end times are initially set up within your program settings. If you need to adjust the start or end times, scroll down and click the plus next to the shifts. You can add additional shifts for the day, change the times, change the quantity of drivers perhaps, here for the specific day. Again, changes made within this area of the operations dashboard are only applied to this single day. On many of the views within the Hope & Route system, you can add or remove columns and sort or filter by the column headings. To add or remove columns, click the word columns in the top left of the window. Select the toggle to show or hide the columns based on your needs. The screen will update automatically. To filter, select the word filters at the top, or you can select the ellipses menu within each column heading to filter. Let's talk through some of the columns shown under the Deliveries view by driver screen. Now we'll talk through some of the different columns that you'll see within the Hope & Route system. Within the Deliveries View by Driver area, the Deliveries column shows you the total delivery count for the route specified. The column with multiple numbers shows you the total number of deliveries, the number of unsuccessful deliveries, the stops that were undeliverable, perhaps the families weren't home. The third number with the check next to it indicates the number of successful stops that were completed. As the number of unsuccessful and successful deliveries move up, the total number remaining will go down. However, the deliveries column will always remain the total number of deliveries for that given day. The route name is assigned when you create the route during the recurring route process or when assigning stops for a one-time delivery. If you did not provide a route name or update the route name, your route name may be a series of letters and numbers. That can be edited within the recurring routes area. The messages are for communications back to the office from the driver. This is a great way for drivers to communicate when an address needs to be updated. Perhaps there's some additional client information that needs to be captured for the system of record. You can view all of the messages here. We'll show you another secret trick to find those as well. If you're using the Hope en Route system to keep track of referrals set up in the program settings, then you may have referrals listed here. The delivery link provides you a quick way to get to the driver's view of the application. Be aware that this is the same data the drivers are using. When clicking around in here, you could accidentally mess up the driver's route if you're not careful, so please use caution. This is a great way to get a link, copy the link, and then send them a text message if perhaps you have a last-minute substitute driver. We'll also show you the assigned driver where they are within their route. This will change from accepted to in delivery to completed. There's some additional information here assigned by the system for where the route is, the exact date for the delivery, as well as the total weight calculated based on settings you've provided when you set up the system. The map view will show you the overview. There's an additional menu on the far right side of each route. When you select the ellipses menu, you'll see other options that could allow you to export the route, clone, copy, or reschedule. We'll walk through each of these options. Export individual route is the easiest way to see all of the data, including delivery times and driver messages. A CSV will be downloaded. You can open that in your preferred tool, sort, slice, dice, do lookups, whatever you need to do with the complete data set for the given route on the given day. Should you need to copy a route in its entirety to another day, click Clone. When you select Clone, at the bottom of the pop-up is a new delivery date. Select that preferred delivery date, then save the route, and it will immediately be visible within the operations dashboard on the given day. The reschedule option is useful if you have a route that is so large it needs to be divided across multiple days. The driver can complete as much as possible on the first day, and at the conclusion of their drive, the program manager can select to reschedule the remaining stops. Select Reschedule, and at the top of the window are two toggles. By default, a reschedule will not include undeliverable addresses. If you activate this toggle, the driver will reattempt delivery on this rescheduled route. The second toggle for Overwrite Recurring is useful if you need to reschedule a recurring route to a day when the recurring route has already been programmed. The system removes that recurring route and only retains the rescheduled route. The new rescheduled date is at the bottom. Select the desired date and click Save. On the operations dashboard, a recurring route is saved with a slightly different naming convention, including the original date and an R, indicating that it is a reschedule. Should you need to cancel a route for an entire single day, select the Cancel option. Note that this is not an undoable action. This is a one-time, one-day cancellation. There is no undo if you cancel.